Vortex. I had to change the CD. This album was made in 1981. It's their debut album. A lot of people that grew up in the 80s don't know about this band. Because they were like, I don't think that independent would be the correct term to describe them, but very much like hole in the wall, you know? I don't like the term independent because I don't think that any terms are what they suggest, but I really like stuff that is underappreciated. And it makes me sad that the world that I choose to live in is not known by the general public. But at the same time, maybe that's what makes it great. Like, most things that are underappreciated they wouldn't be appreciated by the masses anyway. You know? Like, people wouldn't be able to understand the artistic anything about it. Because I do believe that one of the reasons why the culture is so lame is because people don't care about it, you know? They don't have any interest in like establishing trends or anything like that, you know? And the kinds of people that are responsible for like establishing anything like that are just gonna get shat on. Unless they're being controlled, you know? And you see this a lot with like, you know, mainstream bands and actors, Hollywood, all of that. They've definitely established the culture. You know, reality TV. That's able to exist because most of the people that would want to watch something like that, they're not really living their lives. So it figures that they would be like taken in by something that's obviously scripted, but you know, they tell themselves that it's real. But, you know, I'd say that about so many things. I think that all of our political events are scripted. I think that it's for the purpose of like making people emotional and pulling them in one direction or another, but it doesn't mean anything because it's not actually real. And so the stuff that I tend to like, the stuff that I tend to be a fan of is like pretty real shit, you know? And I'm just really grateful for the fact that I'm able to appreciate these things. Because, you know, this world is just getting faker. Faker and faker and faker. And it's always been fake, though. That's the thing. Like, it's just they're using the AI to prove that. They're using the internet to expose all these people for the cluster B personality types that they really are. Okay? That's why God's letting it happen, because God wants people to know who works for the devil. Alright? And that's why deception is at an all-time high. But that's one of the main reasons why I listen to old ass music, because I don't like this world very much. So I would rather listen to people that made their own world. You know? People that established their own cult following, and that's all they cared about. You know, they weren't trying to make it big. They weren't trying to be mainstream or nothing. And I know that those people still exist. I know that there are still people that are making art. And I've been wrong to suggest otherwise. I'm sorry about that. I'm just talking about the mainstream, but I'm wrong for that, because, like, there are plenty of people that are still doing this shit. But they're definitely not going to be pushed by the algorithm, because they're not pushing anything mainstream. Now, that doesn't mean that they're anywhere near as unconventional as I am. They probably have a smartphone. But if their ideas are actually authentic, if their art is actually authentic, if they do stuff that matters to them, and they're not looking for the approval of the world, they're not trying to make it big or anything, then, yeah, they're probably not going to be put out there as much as somebody that is talking about the recent assassination attempt, you know? So, I've gotten into so many arguments with people over that shit. I've gotten into arguments with Trump supporters, and I've gotten into arguments with people that hate Trump. I am absolutely determined to be the most disagreeable person in America, alright? Because I think that if you're agreeable, you're a fucking pansy. You know? And you're just going along with somebody else's idea of what reality is, rather than figuring it out for yourself, which is pathetic. Very few people that have a brain act like they have a brain, because they definitely don't like using it very much. And those of us that actually do utilize these muscles inside of our head are just going to get laughed at by the majority of society, because the majority of society goes along with the mainstream narrative. So, way of the world.